Chapter 6. The following week passed like a blur, and she didn't really know what was happening, nor did he pay any attention. He just plonked himself on the floor and propped his injured leg on a soft pile of leaves. A piece of bone was tied to his leg, which acted as a splint. He was also provided with some poplar tree bark, and he chewed on it constantly. It acted as a painkiller for his right leg, but for his soul, not so much. His mind was a haze. It was occupied with swirling clouds of grief, as well as recollections of his father, with his final stand being replayed over and over again. And just like that, he lumbered through his days engulfed in misery and nothingness. Soon, the heartbreak subsided. But no, it wasn't gone. It was just replaced by another feeling. Anger. He wasn't angry at his tribesmen, nor at the cave lions. He was angry at himself. He resented his powerlessness. He resented how he was beaten down by the cave lions. He resented how his pitiful life was saved at the expense of his father's. He loathed himself. He blamed himself. He would say to himself,
"If only I'd killed those cave lions myself, maybe Dad wouldn't have died."
Slathered in negativity, Enshli resolved himself. Never would he allow this to happen again. He would train himself and strain his body to the very limits. Armed with just a spear, he would mow down anything that dared threaten the peace of his tribe. He would be the greatest warrior anyone had ever seen.
"I'll start once my leg heals,"
he proclaimed.
"Just you wait."
Those weren't hollow words, not at all. Just one look at his eyes, and you could see a blaze burning within. But fate is cruel. With a callous smirk, this sadistic mistress conjures up a twisted path, and everyone falls prey to it. The story repeated countlessly in the throes of history. Enshli's leg would never heal. It would remain crooked and lame. He could walk, but only with a clumsy hobble, and even that awkward gait took him everything he had. And it hurt so much, especially when the drought gradually gave way to sudden clouds, brought with them lamentations of rain. With that, his dream was over before it even started. Or was it? Nursing his leg, Enshli started to ponder. There must be a way, he thought, for even a frail man like me to conquer even the most ferocious of beasts. He played around with his spear, whooshing it in the air. He thought of many other weapons. A club? A dagger? An axe? Nothing of these worked. They all needed a full set of working limbs, something he regrettably didn't possess. With a heavy sigh, he slouched backwards, his hand flailing behind him, right into a mound of flames cackling out of sight. He lurched forward with a yelp, clasping his throbbing fingers. They were singed. Just a moment more, and they would be scorched red hot. It hurt, quite a bit actually, but it was through the sudden sensation that a couple dots connected in his mind.
"Fire!"
he exclaimed with an excited waver in his voice.
"That's it!"
Every animal in the forest was terrified of it, undoubtedly the wildest beast of them all. The tribe had learned to live with it and even harnessed it to a certain extent, but that wasn't enough. They didn't have the skills to produce it. It only came as a blessing from above, in the form of a volatile wildfire. It was useful, sure, but it was also unpredictable and irregular and unreliable. If Enshli had to fashion it into a weapon, acquiring the ability to create it was a necessity. And with nothing better to do, Enshli set off on his quest. He would pick up pieces of charred wood, fiddling it between his thumbs, or he would sit upright in front of a roaring flame, observing it with a watchful stare. But did he learn anything? Well, no, not really. If it was this easy, his tribe would have figured it out ages ago. Using his spear as a walking stick, Enshli decided to venture out into the forest in search of inspiration. He would go out, especially on stormy days, lurking around spots where lightning strikes were the most common, in hope of witnessing the instant a leaf bursts into flames. He did see what he came for, truth be told, a couple of times in fact. But still, whenever he tried to think about the ways to start a fire, his mind always drew a blank. But he never faltered and kept on with his mission. The longer his question remained unanswered, the more he set out. Soon, even on sunny days, he would travel around. Any little bit of stimuli could be that one spark, he believed. And, well, after all, he really had nothing better to do.